Hey dance friends, we're here with another technique tip. This week we are going to concentrate on the wave step. The last video I did was on the body wave, which was our big slow body wave using our rib cage to lift and roll through the spine using the abdominals to control it. The wave step is simply that with a simple foot pattern put on it. What's really nice about this movement is we can do a lot of variations with it. We can travel with it as well. So we're going to explore some of that traveling along with our basic wave step. Sometimes you will hear this move referred to also as an Arabic, so just know that. But in the format that I teach, we are referring to it currently as a wave step. All right. So you might remember from the previous, and if not, I'm going to link to it below if you want to get a breakdown of the body wave. You're going to squeeze between the shoulder blades to lift the ribs up. This is the first part of our body wave. It's also how we do a rib cage lift. We see that the shoulders, while staying relaxed because they're on top of the rib cage, they are going to travel a little bit behind our center and come back to our neutral. So we're going to lift and release and lift and release. Then we took that into a more cyclical motion where we went lift, we did a little slide back. We thought about actively lifting up from the base of the neck. At the same time, we're contracting the low belly, and then we roll through the rest of the abdominals to reset our body to posture, and that was our body wave. So we went squeeze, then we slide back, contract, and roll through. Squeeze, slide back, contract, and roll through. So again, if you want a deeper practice with just that part before you add the feet, there is another video for that. So take a look for the link down below and you'll get to that one. Okay, so here's how we do our wave step. We have a very simple foot pattern that goes with this. And it is 1 foot ahead, 1 foot behind as far as on your body is concerned. And the front foot is always front, back foot is always back. Generally, your front foot is going to be your downstage leg, downstage foot, the one closest to your audience or the front of your practice space. This movement is generally done on the balls of the feet. However, there are variations where you can go flat or you can do a combination of flat and ball. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything in this demonstration. You can play with different ones. Now, all the feet do, and I'm going to do this flat because we're going to go slow, harder to balance on those toes when we're going slow, is you're going to step forward with 1 foot, back with the other. That's it. Forward with 1 foot, back with the other. Now, I want you to notice here that my hips are very still. So I'm not rocking those hips back and forth. They're staying over my weighted leg. So the hip, yes, the whole hip mechanism travels in space. However, I'm not rotating or sending the hips forward or pulling the hips back. That's what we want to avoid. This is all going to be upper body isolation. Lower body stays as quiet as possible. Okay. Now, how do we coordinate that with our upper body? Think of that lift, squeezing between the shoulder blades, lifting the rib cage up. We have all this extension here. That happens with your forward step, squeeze. And the way I like to think of this is I am making the front of that body as long as possible as I step forward. I'm extending that leg into the ground. I'm extending that rib cage up and a little bit back into that upper back bend that we talked about in the body wave video. Okay, so that's our first step, literal step and lifting. Now, everything else, slide, roll, recover, happens in that back step, and it kind of gets this feeling and sense of falling away from it. So I'm going to lift in the front and then slide a little bit, contract, roll through the belly as I step back. And look at that again. I'm going to squeeze and lift, contract and roll back down. And again, I can take that back foot to my heel down. I can stay up on the balls of my feet. I can do both feet flat if I want to. So we're going to take a look at that again. A few more over here, and then we're going to try leading with our other foot. Okay, so now we're going to do it a little more dance speed and give this a shot. So just hang out with your arms out. In the drill video, we will do a little bit of arm articulation, manipulation, have a little fun with those too. So shoulders down, ribs up, pelvis in. And we're going to go lift, roll, lift, little slide, roll. Knees stay slightly bent the whole time. And the hips have very little, if any, follow through. Lift, roll, lift, roll. Lift the ribs, roll through the belly. Lift the ribs, roll through the belly. All right, I'm going to try it on the other side. These are still pretty slow for this. This is a move that we tend to do more at a medium pace, too slow, and it becomes hard to control in the balance. Too fast, and it just starts to look a little crazy, which we don't want to do. So shoulders down, and now we're leading with our other leg. So here we go. Stepping forward on this leg, that's going to be our lift now. Lift, roll, lift, roll. Shoulders are also relaxed. Make sure that you're not lifting your shoulders when you lift your ribs. Lift, roll, lift, roll, lift, roll, lift, roll. Relax. All right, so as I said, we can do those in all different arm positions. We can move our arms as we're doing that step. We can travel it, but it's not like just walking because we always have one foot in front. So if I want to travel towards you, my audience, what I'm going to do is open and close my feet as I go. So I'm going to go up, down, lift, roll, lift, roll, lift, roll. So I'm just taking tiny little open, close steps towards you. We can do the same thing going away from our audience. We can also take this move and go around in a little circle like that. Okay, there's more that we can do with this, of course. There's always more we can do with all of our movements, but that's our basic wave step, little tutorial for you before we get into the drill. So we're going to set this up by making sure we're warmed up in the back and shoulders. So first we're going to start with some rib cage lifts, a couple of little body waves, then we'll get into the movement. Shoulders down.